radiator, it's leaking out of like right under here. So I'm taking all this off. Gonna see what's going on before I pay someone to do it, see if I can maybe change it. I looked online, it's not too hard to change these out. I might have to move this fan. We're gonna see what's going on. Ford F250 Super Duty, 5.4 liter. All right, I got the radiator out, and as you can see, I'm not used to this. I had to get down pretty low under the truck, of course, loosen everything, the hoses, but you can definitely see the radiator is cracked at the top. I'll show you. So here's the radiator, and you can see this like stain here. So it's been leaking for a while, and I think it started minor. They have plastic here. This is the original one that came with the vehicle. And it's just like, I guess I would say this is crimped over the plastic. So it's pretty weak when you think about that. And a small leak, the coolant gets low, it starts bubbling or steaming, and it would make that crack or something under here even bigger. But you can definitely see where it's been, and lately it's been coming up just all over everything. Here's a better look at it. So it's probably on this side. And I've just been filling it up, and it's time to fix it. So here I kind of sprayed everything down because it's gonna dry up while I'm gone. But down there I had to disconnect those two. I leaked a lot of coolant. Guys, don't do that. I'm gonna have to put some cat litter down there. I tried to like spray it, but it's still dripping out of those two hoses, and that's really concentrated. And if you have animals and children, you do not want that near them. It tastes sweet, so they're attracted to eat it. But anyway, I'm gonna throw some litter on that. I sprayed it down somewhat, but throw some litter to help absorb it. And so now this is the fan shroud. The new radiator will just go down here and connect back to those hoses, as well as hoses like this down here. And this hose actually, oh, it's down there now. It fell, but it'll connect up here, as well as on this side, this hose at the top. Whew, mosquitoes are out. So those hoses all we're talking about were mud dauber nest. Of course, the large one up top, the small one up top, and of course the large and small on the bottom. And then these are, I guess they're calling them the coolant ports. This is the drain plug, and this is where that concentrated looking stuff is leaking out of these two spots. It's not that hard to remove everything, it's just hard to pull this up with the fan shroud in the way. It's really a two-person job, one person underneath to kind of pull the fan shroud back over these things, because these things get caught on the fan shroud. But I'm pretty proud of myself. It's a lot easier than I thought. Well, we'll say that now. Hopefully this fixes it, but I assume it will, because I even sprayed this already, and you can see how symptomatic that looks. That is definitely leaking and has been concentratedly like bubbling up there. All right, so forgive my appearance. It is early on Sunday morning. It's actually really cool outside, and my new radiator for the truck came in a while ago. Well, like 2 or 3 days ago, but I finally have the time to put it in. So that's what I'm gonna be working on right now, and hopefully everything goes good. But as you can see, I'm opening the package. They packaged it very well. So it's like almost in a bag attached to a box, like shrink wrapped, and it's like floating. It was within another box, and it's got some protection here, foam, so it doesn't dent the actual, this part of it. So there's the old one, and you can see it pretty much everything matches. Fittings on the bottom there, match those. And here's the little stuff for here, which would be where the transmission fluid goes in. I said earlier in the other part coolant, but that's what cools the transmission fluid. And there's the old ones there. So that matches, that matches. And this right here was $300 at a local auto parts store. They had it ready to go though, same day. I looked online and found the exact same thing. It's not the same brand, but I know they make them in the same place because it looks just like that. And it was only 120 bucks on Amazon. So And that's what I went ahead and went with. Let's do it. So after unpacking it, it's in really good condition. A few little dings there on the, I guess the radiator metal, but that shouldn't matter because fluid's not in that. Fluid is in the middle parts going up and down, and these just help radiate the heat away. And there's mosquitoes, so I'm gonna go grab a shirt. All right, that's better. I have a long sleeve shirt on and I just sprayed some off spray on, and it is 65 degrees right now, and I have morning hair, but it's Sunday. So here is the dirty truck, and you can see all this brown is the rusty, watery coolant mixture that was bubbling over right about here. You can see the stain. The radiator was leaking out up here, hitting the fan. Actually on this side, it was hitting the fan, and the fan was just knocking it everywhere in here. So I did spray this down, but I'm not gonna like overly try to clean it. I sprayed down what I could, and it should be okay. It's a little dirty, but she'll work. All right, so I just spent 5 minutes Googling, and I was a little confused, but let me show you why. I don't do this often at all. So here's they were zip tied onto there, but here's the two options. And this is what I need to work. So I was confused for a minute because the threads were on the inside, and this is what, so we had to put either one of these sets onto here, but I didn't understand that there's threads on the inside of this as well as the outside. So I was confused, and I saw this and I'm like, how does this, because this is about the diameter. No, is it that one? No, of course not, it's this one. So this is the one I need. I need it to be like that on this. So I was looking and I'm like, I don't understand. This is the, and then I realized there was thread inside, and this goes just like that. And I feel dumb. And I don't know if you're supposed to, but I went ahead and I have some Teflon tape, and I am gonna Teflon the thread on this. I don't know if you need to, but that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so those are on. I just tighten them with that. I didn't want to over tighten them, but they're on there good. I just put these clips on that help with the screws, or the bolts, I guess you would call them. They kind of find a thread on the other side, and they help hold the radiator up top. The bottom, the hood fan shroud has something that rests into these, but I do like the old ones better. These seem a little smaller. The old ones, I might, if I want, I don't know, because they are old, but they look a little sturdier, thicker metal. This is pretty thin, so I'm just gonna see how it looks, and then I might swap them out, because that should be easy to do after I put it in. So this is where two people would come in handy, but I don't have anybody right now. And let me lift this up. You can see down at the bottom, it's getting stuck, that fitting's getting stuck on the fan shroud. And I'm just gonna go under there and just maneuver it so it just gets around there. And it's resting on, there's like these little rubber things on the corner, that end and that end, that it kind of sits on the radiator. So I just need to make sure they're sitting on that good. All right, I am under the truck, and this was a lot, I thought, harder at first than it was, but I don't know if I'm getting this, but the fan shroud is in the radiator, and I got the fitting parts underneath the fan shroud, which that's how it should be. Yeah, I found more success actually at the top, maneuvering the fan shroud back this way, allowing there to be room for this to drop. Then I pulled it back, pulled up, and then rested it in the groove, wherever that is. I think it's here, right here. But yeah, let's hook everything up. I might flush this out real quick though, with just water before, so maybe remove more of the rusty stuff. All right, as you can hear, it's running. I put 4 gallons of coolant in there, and right now I'm not on a level surface, but you can see the coolant is leaning on this side more. And I kind of overfilled it, but not quite. It's like right above the max line. I'm thinking it's gonna adjust because there's air bubbles, I believe. It's not leaking, that's why I poured it and spilled some. But the temperature's not doing bad. This has coolant in it. And when I slosh it, it's warm. So I think it's going in successfully and coming out. It's at the bottom there, but I'm happy with that. There we go, that level there. When we first got this truck, they would match. So I think I'm a little low on transmission fluid because I spilt some during the process of changing these radiators. And once I add, I think I'm missing almost a quart. I expect that to equal this, but that is where it used to run in the middle when it was getting bad, and then it would of course go up to the red for the regular down at the bottom there. But it's been maintaining that since I've been running it about 15 minutes, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna let it run a little longer and see what happens. One of the biggest things that I messed up on was not making sure the radiator, the corner there, rested, and there's a little hole for that to go into. Just like how it is up here. A rubber piece with a hole on it. This is the radiator, but this rubber piece holds it, keeps it from vibrating. So this pretty much is the same on the bottom, and I had it off. So I couldn't get this down good. I am missing one of these, so I need to find that. But it's in there secure. But I almost left it like that, but this was up higher, and it like, why is this not lining up? So I went under there and laid down, and I saw it was off, so I just pulled it over and it rested down. Imagine this being upside, like I'm looking up at it, and I got it to line up in the hole. And because of where we live, we have to go to the dump, and the truck's been out of commission, so you can see we are loaded. There's the oil radiator too. I believe they will take that in the scrap metal. But I'm gonna run to the dump and see if the job worked. So overall, let me get away from the truck because it's pretty noisy. I'm happy that I was able to do it because it saved us a lot of money. Yeah, it's not that bad to work on the truck. Now we can clean out the garage more with the truck because that's where the Tesla parks. But I am pretty happy with it. That saved us probably about 800 bucks, I would say. And it seems to be holding. Let's just hope it works. I'm watching the truck right now. So this is a departure from my normal videos, but this video is kind of just like, if you can watch YouTube, you can work on your truck or your car engine. I probably won't mess with the Tesla because that's a little bit more out of my world. Maybe I can though, who knows? Maybe I can, but I'm proud of myself, and I'm just sitting here because this is the first time. Well, actually, I've worked on this truck before. I did change the spark plugs. It needs a little more work though. It needs probably a mechanic to look at it and make sure everything's good, but it's got almost 200,000 miles on it, and we're just going to keep it as long as we can because it's our work truck for our house, our property. It does the heavy lifting, the trash, when we got to bring appliances or whatnot, you know. So it's not, and it's also my work vehicle. I get this, it's my commuter vehicle, so I take this to work every day, 5-6 days a week. So I'm glad it's up and running, and hopefully it lasts. Because for me, it is a learning process to work on that, so it takes longer than, like, say, someone who knows it and has the tools is also very important. We did happen to have everything you need for that. Not maybe the best quality tools, but I had a ratchet set, so I was able to quickly take off all the little pieces on top. And this video really isn't that instructional. It's just showing that I'm gonna reference the 2 videos I used to really help me figure it out. And then I just went from there with looking at the pieces that I ordered, the radiator, making sure. I probably should have replaced the reservoir tank the overflow tank, but it was 40 bucks and it's honestly good. It's just a little old and stained, but it's holding pressure and fluid. So yeah, I'm excited, and it's getting warm. I had my long sleeves on because the mosquitoes, but I rolled them up. But yeah, so here we go. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you don't use this as an instructional video, but more of a learning video. Hey, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, because I know very little about engines. You know the basic concepts, but I don't know like the ins and outs of F250s, Super Duties. But anyway, good luck with your truck repairs and car repairs. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you can, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to see more. Bye.